but we really loved each other. There was a time we really were two people who just kind of fell in love and were together, and it didn't work out. And I mean, I guess it went, for me, it was a little more gradual. You know, I realized that it was something that
it wasn't right for me. Because a lot of people said, he had that trouble and you left.
We were together for a year after that.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize we were together for a year and 2 months after that whole thing happened.
As it turns out, no one saw Jennifer Lopez talking to FBI agents coming. The drama, or should we say the show, has only just begun. When the FBI showed up at her house, they were ready to ask her about her ex-boyfriend Sean Diddy Combs. Like when Diddy and J.Lo were the Hollywood power couple who got all the attention everywhere they went. We can't help but wonder what she told the agents while she was being questioned. Does she really give them what they want, or was it just a fancy poker face? If you think this is just a sad accident, you need to think again. We're talking about a company that has a long history of scandals and lies. In the late 1990s, Diddy was known for going to a lot of parties and not really making money from music. Remember those wild nights? There have always been rumors about what went on behind those silk ropes. They've become louder, if anything, and are now nearly yelling as a result of Diddy's current legal issues. Naturally, J.Lo would have gone on with her life, getting married to one man, getting separated from another, and then getting married to someone else. However, she keeps being drawn back into her past, especially the part about Diddy.
So I was trying to tell Paul, we got PIs following us. You know what I'm saying? So it was only certain reasons if they was following us, if they was PIs, somebody was trying to find out something on us. And they'll usually be following us, not when we're going to a big party and stuff like that. They'll just be following me and Puff on our days that we were out and about and we were going certain places.
Let's also not act as though J.Lo was merely an innocent bystander. She was more than simply the girlfriend who went to those infamous parties, according to several people. There is a report that she may have been involved in Diddy's illegal side projects, but it's more like a shout. We are not claiming that she was seriously involved, but would anyone be that surprised if she did know more than she disclosed? These were crazy times, and the FBI is asking you for more than simply remembering the dancing skills and music video shoots. Instead, they want to know if she was part in Diddy's criminal dealings and what she knows about them.
I think the hardest thing about being a producer, or the most challenging thing, is to bring the right group of people together, because it's that chemistry that counts.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine you're a pro at that.
Your tea.
Thank you.
Oh, that's mine.
Oh, yeah. That one says Queen, and you are the queen. So, Jennifer, why was it important for you to name your company New Yorican Productions?
Because I'm a Puerto Rican from New York.
If you thought that the drama ended there, you were mistaken. Diddy is presently hanging out with a variety of colorful people at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, if that's what you can call it. You already have Ghislaine Maxwell and R. Kelly as roommates, and now Diddy is joining the group. Sincerely, you wouldn't want to keep this type of A-list business. Diddy was reportedly ready to pay $50 million in exchange for the possibility of being granted bail. That should convince a court, when it doesn't. He has a past of attempting to silence witnesses, which is not a good image when you're trying to convince people that you're completely innocent.
Sean and I were very different that way. I was very family oriented and kind of the married type. I was actually, when we first worked together in the video, I was married, even though I was going through problems. Nobody knew that, you know what I mean? And I wanted my family, and even though at that time it was not going well, you know what I mean? That was who I was. That's how I was raised.
The emotions of those around Diddy, however, are more intriguing. For example, Steve Harvey suddenly removed a previous tweet on Diddy. Worried? Of course. Then there's Joe Rogan, whose enormous platform has been giving away hints like breadcrumbs. Rogan is most likely the person who would publicly share some of this personal information. He has made reference to the shadowy side of Hollywood, and let's face it, the Diddy problem is a perfect example of that. There will be chaos if Rogan decides to reveal. The rabbit hole is deeper. Diddy's parties, to which everyone wanted to be invited, were more than just excellent champagne and music. There are rumors that they were a front for a much darker plan, similar to what happened with Epstein. There are cameras everywhere, and people are being secretly filmed in order to gain power later. It's the sort of stuff that makes you a little less trusting of those glossy Instagram shots. Speaking of well-known relationships, Ice Cube recently made fun of Diddy, even while playing live. Everyone is ensuring they are as far away from the fallout as possible, almost as if they are waiting for Diddy to fail. There were apparently some heated conversations about Diddy backstage at Cube's Vegas show, suggesting that there is more to this story than even we are yet aware of. Perhaps Q has knowledge of Diddy's activities that is important enough to cause concern. Then there is the terrible death of Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his children, which has given rise to a variety of stories.
They left at 8 in the morning and Kim was alive, and 11, she's dead. Some foul play, bro.
If it was foul play, why would somebody want Kim Porter killed?
It's a couple of women in this industry, and for their sake, I will not mention their name.
There is a lot of talk that she knew things, dangerous things, just before she died, yet she died unexpectedly from pneumonia. She had a book that would explain everything. Doesn't it make you wonder? There are now rumors circulating that Kim Kardashian may have helped the book's leak. Was Kardashian involved in an uncontrolled situation, or was she merely hiding her tracks? It's tough to say, but it seems like there's a lot more going on. Kim Kardashian has always been a cunning person who knows how to steer her story. Her newfound interest in changing the criminal justice system? You have to admit that it seems a bit cunning. Maybe a change of direction to clear her own name and get away from the Diddy mess. Some even claim that she assisted in planning those notorious parties rather than merely joining them as a guest. We're watching it all play in the tabloids, which is the kind of thing you'd think only occurs in movies. Not to be forgotten is Usher, the man Diddy once mentored. Rumor has it that Usher was dragged, possibly against his will, into some of these dubious acts. What if Usher is planning his own retaliation, though? Is he gathering proof to finally bring Diddy to justice? Picture Usher, the person with all the receipts and the whistleblower, poised to reveal them at the ideal time. It gives an already complex network yet another twist. Kevin Hart has also been acting a little oddly over this whole situation. You would think that he would avoid all of this problem, but he has been making jokes about keeping a close-knit circle and being cautious about who you trust that seem a little too direct. Is it possible that he also has knowledge? The man is, after all, well known in Hollywood, and those groups are close. Perhaps he's trying to cover all the bases, or perhaps he's simply waiting to see how things turn out before acting. What about J.Lo in this whole situation? What was it she actually knew? She stands to lose a lot: her reputation as an icon, her career, and her marriage to Ben Affleck. You have to worry what kind of consequences she may face if she were more aware of Diddy's dubious actions. If it became out that she was more involved in this than anyone had thought, would Ben remain? Or is she really the innocent bystander caught in the disaster of someone else? Her mother is quite clear that J.Lo will not reunite with Diddy. Perhaps she is aware that her daughter dodged a bullet. One can only picture how many people are rushing to disassociate themselves from Diddy as his legal issues mount.
Always get to this point in the album where, like, for a few days, or could last weeks, could last months, where you just get to the point and you're like, okay, we need a smash. We need a smash to put this album to bed. You have, like, good stuff, you have great stuff, but it's not, you know when you get that record and you're like, all right, send it to the presses. We hadn't got there yet.
It says that Prince Harry and Diddy were formerly friends. Philanthropy brought the two together, but those times are most likely long gone. There is also talk that Harry may have become involved in some dubious retreats that Diddy held. Given Harry's already precarious relationship with the royal family, it's easy to see the possible ramifications. Conor McGregor, who enjoys a little chaos, was going to launch a new beverage company with Diddy, but that plan is now absolutely off the table. He is not truly to fault. McGregor is no stranger to a good fight, but he does not want to get involved in this mess. He wants to leave any shady deals with Diddy as quietly as possible. And then there's Soulja Boy, who went from being a big fan to a loud foe in a flash. He publicly criticizes Diddy for failing to back up-and-coming musicians. Although it appears that he may simply be following the herd, this also shows how easily things can go wrong in the music business. One day, Diddy will be the role model for everyone. You prefer not to deal with him the next time. We are left thinking where all of these storylines will wind up as they begin to fit together. Diddy's involvement in a wide range of endeavors, including fashion, music, and film, is now starting to unravel. The lavish meetings that used to seem so dazzling now appear to be a cover for a convoluted web of deceit, manipulation, and power struggles. Everyone is racing to hide their tracks as more links come to light every day. Will anyone else be dragged into this mess? Many questions are asked regarding what will happen next in this spectacular unraveling. We're nearly incredulous as we see old friends turn against one another as we peel back layer after layer, revealing the depth of the devastation. What are they going to do about the fallout? When all is said and done, what will become of their reputations? This plot is becoming more and more like a real-life drama, leaving us to wonder who will survive this competitive entertainment business. Depending on your last deed or who you are spotted with, someone who was once a hero can easily turn into a villain today. Once the industry's star maker, Diddy now appears to be more of a master of disguise, with his genuine motivations concealed behind every project he takes on. McGregor may have made a wise choice by separating from Diddy. Selecting your associates is more crucial than ever in a world where your next big deal could spell the difference between your success and failure. Avoiding problems is more important than simply making money. McGregor doesn't need the kind of attention that Diddy is currently getting since he has his own reputation to consider. One could argue that Soulja Boy's abrupt shift from advocate to critic was opportunistic. However, it also works as a warning to other artists. It stresses how important it is to stay watchful and critical of people, even those who appear to be on your side. Allies may quickly become enemies in the entertainment business, and Soulja Boy appears to be separating himself before the ship goes down. The network of Diddy's power is eroding with each new headline, and those who were previously safe in their circles around him are starting to view the affiliation as too dangerous. Each participant tries to stay one step ahead of the consequences in this dance of pride and power. Who is going to take a back seat next? Next up, who will have the guts to stand forward? Every scene in this scenario has a fresh twist, and the stakes are always high, much as in a big film. Everyone is looking, curious to see who will win, who will lose, and how much damage will be done. When the music stops, who will be the last one standing?